Morning folks, you find us here in the seaside port of Amble, just enjoying a day out, and we're going to show you around the town. This is Amble Harbor village. These pods are small retail units which have brightened up the harbour side here in Amble over the last decade. Here you'll find everything from souvenirs to sausage rolls. Northumberland Seafood Centre and Hatchery is where local fishermen sell their catch and also hatch and raise lobsters which are released into the North Sea to replenish stocks. When we first arrived, the tide in the old harbour was ebbing, and as you can see from the seaweed on the wall, it does drop some distance. So Amble is on the Northumberland coast. It's a fishing port, plenty of boats coming in, landing their catches here every day, and we'll have a wander on the quayside there, see if we can get something to eat. I'm not sure why we love Amble as much as we do. It isn't the prettiest part of Northumberland, it doesn't have a grand castle, but there is really something about the town and its people that was very endearing. I guess it's true, Amble really is the friendliest port. Time for lunch, and we're heading to the fish shack. So folks, we've decided to have lunch here at the fish shack. Now, we've been here several times before, so we know what we're getting into. The restaurant is basically a shack where they prepare all the food. There is some in service there, so you can sit in and they'll bring the food to you or drinks. They also have several other little sheds outside, one of which we're sat in right now, and you've got a table in here, nice and sheltered away from any breeze outdoors, and you can get to try some of the delights on the menu. So this is the menu. You'll also find things on the specials board which change daily. We've eaten here many a time and have yet to be disappointed. Hopefully that won't be the case this time round. So unsurprisingly, I'm going to be very unadventurous with my menu choices, and I'm going to go for the beer battered haddock and chips served with mushy peas and tartar sauce. Sounds fantastic as far as I'm concerned. And Mrs. Out and About with Andy is going to go for the Pill tiger prawns, and they're served in olive oil, garlic and chilli with crusty bread, and I think a side order of chips with them. So yeah, looking forward to this. We have eaten here before and we know it's usually very good, so we'll see what it's like. So the food's arrived, looks fantastic, can't wait to get stuck in, and we'll give you a verdict afterwards. So guys, what did we think of our food? Well, I thoroughly enjoyed my fish and chips. The batter was fantastic. It was haddock, which normally I'd go for cod, but it was a huge piece of haddock, really thick, nice and white, cooked really well, there was no dry bits. Chips were really nice, they were like hand cut, twice cooked type chips, and the mushy peas, again, really nice, plenty of flavour, obviously fresh, not tinned, and tartar sauce, obviously homemade, again, really good. So my food was great. What about Mrs. Out and About with Andy? Well, she ordered the garlic pills, which are the garlic prawns, and presentation wise I think that was fantastic, looked great. However, was a bit fiddly to eat because you had to get your hands in to get the prawns out to take them apart, shell them, which wasn't great. Flavour wise, I think this is something about with Andy doesn't want to be on camera at the moment, but she scored it an 8 for flavour. However, because of all the fat of trying to eat it, that knocked it down to a 6. So yeah, something to work on for the fish shack, I think. Maybe it's less on the presentation, more on the actual functionality of being able to eat the meal you've ordered. But overall, I'm still happy with the food that we got here, I think. So I've left, and this is out and about with Andy there, enjoying a glass of wine, and I'm going to have another wander around Amble, go up the pier, and show you some of the views from up there. The standout landmark of the harbour is the Old North Jetty. Disused for many years, it has been left to the elements, but makes a fantastic spectacle for photographers. We'll continue our walk along the South Pier towards Amble Pier Lighthouse. This wooden structure is in great condition. As we look across the little shore beach, a reminder that Amble exported coal up until 1969, but today the tide still brings up coal dust up onto the golden sands. As we near the Amble Harbor light, we are reminded of the dangers of the sea. During wartime, the sinking of the SS Coquette Mouth was a tragedy that claimed the lives of 3 sailors. This wasn't the only vessel lost in these waters, which we'll come to later. So behind me there is Coret Island. Now that is a designated bird sanctuary. You can't land on the island. There's only one team allowed to land there. They have the rights to look after the lighthouse over there. So it's left purely to the birds, and you get puffins and other bird species out there. Sails obviously use the island as well as somewhere to fish around, and You can see those if you take one of the cruisers from Amble Harbor. Puffin cruisers particularly are the guys who look after the lighthouse, and they have trips regularly around the island. Now we've had a bit of an explore and a head back, meet up with Mrs. Out and About with Andy, and then probably head up into the town centre. So we'll continue our wander, looping back around to our starting point by crossing the golden sands of Little Haven Beach. Towards the beach huts, the beach is dog free all year round, so ideal for families. As I said earlier, the SS Coquette Mouth wasn't the only vessel lost at sea at Amble. On the 29th of September 1969, the RAF Pinnacle 1386 capsized in heavy seas as it attempted to enter the harbour approximately 1 mile from shore. 3 of the 8 crew members lost their lives that day, but it would have been much worse had it not been for the local RNLI, fishermen, RAF pilots and Navy divers who worked for 6 hours to free the trapped men. If you look up the Coquette River, you can just about see Warkworth Castle. I'll zoom in to show it a little better. Warkworth is a stunning village and well worth a visit if you're in the area. And folks, onwards to the High Street. So Amble does love its puffins, but is there absolutely any need for these completely scary looking seagulls over here? So behind me there is the clock tower and cenotaph here in Amble, which is part of a big public space, which is ideal when they have events like the Puffin Festival. So we've got lots of car parking here in Amble. This small car park here, across the road. Behind this private car park is another large car parking area. This one is free of charge, but you're only allowed to stay an hour, whereas the other one you can put in a ticket for £3, which is all day. So we'll just take a walk up the High Street now and show you what's in the High Street. A lot of the shops have changed since we were last here for a summer break, which must be at least 7 or 8 years ago, possibly a little bit longer. Tesco's still here, that hasn't changed, but it's more the small shops. And you'll find this shop here, Lawrence's, I presume it's still open, but there have 3, I think it is, different parts to it, and they sell absolutely everything. So there's plenty of restaurants, there's a bank, florists, takeaways, herring frozen food if you're a camper here and you need to get some supplies. The Bengal Spice Indian restaurant, when we used to stay at the caravan, that was a favourite. We've also got Coret tea rooms up on the right. Now that was a popular one as well, and popping in there for sandwiches and things. Pretty good. So we've got a fish and chip shop there, but that's to let now, which is sad. As Mrs. Out and About with Andy just said, that used to be a bakery. We seem to have a vape bar. I've forgotten what that was before, but it certainly wasn't vape bars. And yeah, some of the older shops no longer here. Strand's cards and gifts, that was there before. Ours was a post office. That used to be a clothes shop on the corner. That's now a nail bar. So a touch of kind of like another one of those things like Turkish barbers seem to be inhabiting all the high streets now. There are some questionable thoughts about whether they are 100% legal or some kind of way of laundering money. Got the Amble Butcher over there. Again, pretty good place to go for meat. So there's shack that used to be a newsagent's, as did the tattoo studio next door was a gift shop. We've got hairdressers again. Yeah, big change on the high street here. So as I say, that's pretty much it for the high street. There is a co-op at the top, a tattoo studio or pub. You've got plenty of takeaways, hairdressers, a few charity shops. But yeah, I mean, to be honest, unlike most high streets, pretty much everything's actually occupied by one business or another, so it's not doing too badly. But yeah, bit of a change since we were last here, and less of the boutique stuff, a few more charity shops, and Turkish hairdressers and nail bars, which is a bit of a shame, but the type of thing that's happening all over the country. So this is where we parked. Just a short trip to the seafront, and the cenotaph over there on the right. You've got the flats on the left, and it wasn't too expensive. 24 hours, £3. 2 hours is £1, 150 I think it is for up to 3 hours. Probably could have just done with that, to be honest. But yeah, pretty reasonable for parking. And also there are plenty of electric car charging bays as well, not just like one or two. You've got about 6 there. So folks, that was our little look around Amble. Hope you've enjoyed this short video, and yeah, we'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye for now.